Welcome back to Dungeon Master Deep Dive. Today I'm joined by Jake, who plays the very human druid Raudrem Nightshade. I'll be asking him some general questions first on the subject of the campaign and his character, and then we'll move into him actually being in character as Raudrem, where he'll answer a few more questions. Okay, let's activate our star form and dive in. Welcome, Jake. I want to first start off by just saying thank you for being here on this episode of Deep Dive.
It's good to be here.
My first question for you is, what is your experience with D&D or TTRPGs, and how long have you been playing / what sparked your interest in the game?
I started playing in my high school senior year with just a group of friends of mine. We played a very watered down version of D&D, and eventually had a group of friends online that I played with, and I played for about probably a year, and then I went on to actually meeting you and doing a campaign with you. Though unfortunately that ended. That was a fun campaign, and now I've been doing campaigns here for a few years now.
Great.
Which is, yeah, and what really sparked my interest though was I just love fantasy, like magic, and just fantasy stuff has always been like one of my favorite things.
Absolutely. All right, my second question for you is actually in a previous interview with Cole, who plays Nyx, our lizard folk druid, he revealed a bit of tension between Raudrem and Nyx. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Clearly, there's obviously tension between Nyx and Raudrem. The way the characters are played, they're very much opposites. I feel like they have mostly opposite personalities in almost every way. I feel like that's where the tension really comes from. Raudrem obviously notices the tension, but doesn't really comment on it. Just kind of lets it go until it's resolved eventually.
Great. Can you tell me what you enjoy most about playing as Raudrem?
Raudrem is the first character that I've played that has been strictly a good person. All the other characters kind of had like an element of like chaos doing what they want to do. Raudrem instead is the first person I've actually been trying to play as like a morally good person, just not doesn't want people like stealing, following the law, not getting in trouble type of situations.
And I would definitely say that you're joined by some other party members that kind of share that belief set.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Ephraim and Lassia both have been companions in the quest to not just be murder hobos and such.
Of course. All right, so leading on from that, what has been the biggest development that you've seen so far with your character?
I feel like the biggest development definitely is the friends. He hasn't, in the childhood of Raudrem, he didn't have really a lot of friends. He was strictly just him and his grandmother going around helping people, talking every now and then, but not really staying in a place long enough to become friends. And this is the first group of people he's spent actual time with other than his grandmother, like doing stuff. So he's growing like attached to these people, and that's kind of the biggest development is just getting friends for the first time. This is the first time actually dealing with that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a good experience for Raudrem.
Absolutely.
So where do you think that Raudrem is headed in the future?
Honestly, I think what's going to end up happening with Raudrem is I think he's probably going to end up sacrificing himself to help people. That's the main goal of Raudrem, is to go around helping everyone, and I think that the antithesis of that is going to end up being him sacrificing his life for the greater good.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for answering all of those questions, Jake. All right, I'm going to ask you to get into character as Raudrem for the next part of this interview. Welcome, Raudrem. Thank you for taking time for this interview. For a while, you were actually a Circle of the Spores druid, but now you're a Circle of the Stars druid. Can you talk about that experience and transition?
Well, I grew up as a Circle of Spores druid. That's what my grandmother taught me, and that's what I thought I would be probably for a very long time. But then, honestly, for a while there, I just kind of felt powerless, just not strong at all. And then Anaris came to me and offered me what I thought sounded like a chance to get power to help people and be able to be almost like a beacon of hope and helpfulness. And so far, I feel like that has happened a lot more, though maybe not to what I wish it would be yet.
Raudrem, you also have this side hobby of being an alchemist and potion brewer. Can you talk about that experience?
One of my hobbies growing up was finding plants and brewing potions. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so two of the things that really I kept going with, like books and potions, and they kind of coincide because I can learn about different plants and potions from the books, and then actually go out and find the ingredients and making them. And then I feel like they have been like one of the biggest things I've been able to help people with is these potions, especially ones that help with healing and other effects that really aid me, my friends, and the everyone else that I meet.
Would you say it's also kind of like a legacy of your grandmother you carry with you?
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely the part of the legacy of what she's taught me.
What would you say your favorite part about being a member of the Glorious Bastards is?
Honestly, this is the first time I've ever really had a group of friends that I feel like I can call my friends, and I think that's something that's great. I every now and then, of course, get annoyed with some of them, especially a certain halfling that likes to steal stuff. Honestly, all of them are. I would consider my friends at this point. I couldn't see myself living without, or not living without them, but just I don't want to see them die. I want to see them live forward and live through the rest of their lives, and I want to be able to help them alongside that.
It's very touching. Raudrem, can you talk about what your main goals are?
To help people. That is the entire reason I came on this journey, is to help others along with whatever they are needing. Going around providing medical aid, and that sometimes can be very scarce for some people. Accidents happen. If I'm there, I want to be able to help them. And what better way to help is to help whenever the world's in danger from evil and this evil organization of the Undershadows. They seem to only ever want to hurt people. I am absolutely against that, and I want to go forward and stop them.
Absolutely. So, leading on from that question that you just answered, could you please describe what your outlook is on your future, both as an individual and as a group?
Well, it kind of looks a little bleak. I'll be honest. We've had a lot of downs with the Undershadows. They're clearly far superior in power to us currently, and though everything we've been doing is growing us in power, and eventually I hope we'll be powerful enough to stop them. But it definitely is not in the greatest looking. But we will, nonetheless, our group is going to go and work our hardest to stop this evil organization. And I believe eventually, through the trials and tribulations that we are going through, especially currently, we will get there and we will defeat the Undershadows.
Excellent. Well, I'll let Raudrem get back to brewing some potions and looking at the stars for guidance. Thank you again, Jake, for coming and joining with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm excited to see where Raudrem is off to, especially with an upcoming space arc, which we'll see in Chapter 13. But for now, however, that's all the time that we have for today's episode of DM Deep Dive. So we'll see you next time.